I'm Amanda Webb.
And I'm Making Sang.
And you're listening to The Extra Shot. Whoa! Welcome to I almost said the digital coffee then. Welcome to The Extra Shot. This is the last ever episode of The Extra Shot. My name is Amanda Webb. I'm here with...
Making Sang! First time making!
And we wanted to do this because The Extra Shot stopped all of a sudden, I think probably around April last year, and we never got a chance to say goodbye. So we thought we'd come back and say goodbye to everyone, all our regular listeners. So hello. And yeah, we've got all the regular features. Well, we've got some of the regular features. We've got the internet winner of the last 12 months. Who is that going to be? Making will reveal that. No, she won't. I will reveal that. We've done as much prep as we normally do. There's Tim. I can see Tim is watching. And we've also got the internet loser of the year, or the last 12 months up until today. That's a little hint. And we've got buttons. So Making actually can't hear these buttons, but hopefully everyone else can. We've got
Menopausal brain!
Menopausal brain for when we forget what we're saying. So I should have pressed that about 10 times already. And also because I in particular tend to go off on a rant. Oh! I don't know how to stop it now. I pressed the wrong button. Okay, the rant alert button does not work. Maybe I'll fix that while Making is speaking in a little while. So, good morning to Tim Lewis, who says the first ever video version and the last ever one. Well, I thought maybe you'd want to see us on screen, particularly Tim. And thanks, Tim, for joining us, because Tim has been a regular contributor to The Extra Shot. So because it's not audio, he can't join in today, but it's great to see you in the comments anyway. Okay, so will we move on to... Oh, and hello, another of our regular contributors before I start. Theodora. Hello. Okay, will we move on? My headphone fell out. Hang on. Firstly, I forgot to say, I have this standing by. Will we need the Elon Musk bell? We're going to find out. Okay, so let's move on to our internet. I really should have a trailer. Internet winner of the year is... So it's actually the internet winner of, I'd say 2024, but we are going right up to today's date and you'll find out why shortly. The internet winner of 2024 plus the first 10 days of January is somebody who featured quite heavily in The Extra Shot at the beginning of last year. It's the Oompa Loompa girl from the Glasgow Willy Wonka experience. Yes, the Oompa Loompa girl. You may remember her as a meme. She appeared everywhere on the internet looking really depressed, wearing, I think it was a purple wig. I've got a picture of her here. A green wig. I was close. A green wig, looking really miserable. You may remember the Wonka experience in Glasgow was an absolute disaster. They promoted it really well, but when you got there, it was virtually an empty warehouse. And the police were, I don't know why, the police were called by disappointed parents with disappointed children. It became a huge thing. And Oompa Loompa girl, whose real name is Kirsty Sump, I should probably put my glasses on so I can tell you her real name. Oompa Loompa girl, I've got screens in the way of everything. Kirsty, somebody. Kirsty Patterson. 29, because the RTE News website, which I'm reading this off, likes to tell me the age of people. Kirsty Patterson became the meme of this event, and she took it and ran with it, and that's why she's the winner. She didn't just go, oh, that was awful, look at me all over the internet looking miserable. She went, this is an opportunity. So the first thing she did, and I think we talked about this at the time, she set up a Cameo account. If you're not familiar with Cameo, that's a place where you can go and you can buy like a video from a celebrity that you send to someone as a gift, which is kind of cool. So she set up a Cameo account where people can pay to have her do a greeting for someone dressed as the Oompa Loompa girl. And she started making money out of that. And then the Wonka experience became such a phenomenon that they did one in LA. Now, not the original events company. I think they're gone. But it became such a phenomenon, they decided to recreate it in LA as a bit of a fun thing. And they brought the Oompa Loompa girl over to do that, and she made lots of money from that as well. She's had lots of television appearances. She was on The Last Leg, the New Year edition, which May King, you were there.
I was, yes, I was at the New Year's Eve recording, and it was great just to see how, it's a great lesson for us all, isn't it? Where we face something that didn't quite go so well, we can turn it into an opportunity. And so she was really, really inspiring, and the way that she talked about, going to LA. She's an actor. She's a writer as well, and so after all these TV appearances, she may even appear in films as well. So it's an absolute joy to see something that was just not her fault, and have her turn it to an opportunity. So it was a lovely end to 2024, definitely.
Yes. And turns out she can sing, because at the end she took off her Oompa Loompa costume and sang, and she was very good.
Yeah. Yes.
So what can I say?
She's a fire eater as well.
Tim says I should have a rant alert about the rant alert button. Well, I will fix that because May King is going to introduce the next section. Theodora has been put up a spoiler alert about who the internet winner is. And LinkedIn user, it won't tell me who you are, has linked to the BBC. I am linking to the Irish news channel, I'll have you know, which is RTE, which I'll be putting the link up. But thanks for the BBC link as well. I'm being, anyway, I think there's a tremendous, Tim, you're using that term, tremendous. What did he do with his hands? That man that we don't mention his name, tremendous. He says that a lot. There is a tremendous chance to make opportunities out of adversity. There is absolutely. If you don't run and hide, there is definitely the opportunity to do a lot and to make a lot of money and to enhance your profile. Okay, Ginny, why doesn't LinkedIn like you? Well, it just doesn't want to tell me who you are, but thanks for joining us. The LinkedIn, everyone's telling me it's Ginny. It's great to have you here, Ginny. Thanks so much for joining us, and thanks for posting the link as well, because I won't get around to that till later, and I'll need to remember. Right, I'm off to fix the rant button, but while I do that, over to May King to talk about, will I need the bell? We'll find out. Who is the internet loser?
Loser
of 2024 up until the 10th of January 2025.
Well, it's one of Musk's friends, which is Mark Zuckerberg. And if you haven't been watching LinkedIn, a lot of business owners have been sharing their thoughts about his latest comments, where Meta is going to get rid of fact checkers and recommend more political content. He's obviously doing this to so that he can cozy up to the president-elect, and he is talking about dramatically reducing censorship across Facebook, Instagram, and Threads. Boo. We need fact checkers. We do. And to dramatically reduce the censorship means that there will be a lot of a lot of people who the ones who shout the loudest, who are going to say all sorts of horrible things. So I think it's a little bit worrying, definitely. When Musk actually, let's ring that bell. Musk was actually talking on X in late 2024 about giving rise to uh, giving rise to people, and also he was also talking about not censoring people. I think people were really worried and they moved on to Blue Sky. So there was a massive uptake on Blue Sky. So it'll be interesting to see whether people will leave Threads, Facebook, and Instagram to go to other platforms such as Blue Sky. But it's definitely caused a lot of concern, especially amongst the business community. Yeah, it's a bit of a thumbs down, but it's also what's to come, isn't it? With the president-elect, people are worried about what he is going to do. And with Musk, again, let's press that bell. Allegedly being the unofficial vice president now, it's going to make for interesting times with Zuckerberg doing away with censorship and claiming that it's all about free speech. Musk having the biggest platform for journalism as well and breaking news. It's definitely going to be interesting times. What are your thoughts, Amanda?
I'm seeing there's loads of comments coming in. So before I read them, because they often change my mind, initially. So firstly, I hate the way that these people are using the term free speech. Free speech does not give you the right to abuse people.
Yes.
That's important to say. I am actually, and this is why I'm conflicted. I'm a believer in free speech. But do I want to see it on my social networks? I haven't left Twitter. I still have my Twitter account, but I don't tweet. I only go there because the specific news stories that come from an email list that I'm subscribed to, where the videos are hosted on Twitter, for some of that, I still call it Twitter. But yeah, people have left because it has become a place which kind of signifies who you are. So if you are on X and if you're active on X, it's assumed that you have a certain opinion about things in life, and that happens not to be my opinion, so I don't want to go there. But that's not necessarily true. I'm just going to say that it's assumed, but it's not necessarily true. There's still a lot of good people on Twitter. Like I say, some of the videos that I hosted, it's really interesting stuff. It's a really good, a lot more of that stuff is coming up on Reddit now, but I don't want that from my social network. I do have a political brain. We both know we're both lefties, so that can go there. But I am pro free speech. I believe people should talk about their opinions, because it also makes me go, oh yeah, I'm not going to swear. they're not a very nice person. I don't really want to know more about them, or I'm going to steer away from them. And people could feel the same way. The fact that I've just said we're lefties, they might steer away from us. And actually, I think, that's good. Positive discourse is good. What's not good is people going, I'm going to go out and I'm going to shoot someone, or that person's a paedophile, when they're not. And, that's not a good use of free speech. So I'm conflicted. Zuckerberg, who actually, I just want to say this because when we were talking about this yesterday, doesn't he just look like someone's auntie now? Doesn't he? He looks like an aunt. I think he should get a blue rinse. I think that would be totally on brand for him now. He's somebody's auntie. He's that auntie in the corner that voices all the controversial opinions over Christmas dinner. Not that I had one of those, but you know who I'm talking about. That's what Zuck has turned into. I'm disappointed to see Facebook go down this route because, like I say, that's not what I want from my social network. I go onto Facebook to learn how to knit socks. At the moment, that's pretty much it, and to participate in a few of the groups I'm in. Very few of my friends post anymore. There's very little else that I'm interested in there. But it's a nice, soft, friendly space. One of the reasons that Zuck says he's doing this is, well, one, getting rid of the fact checkers. I'm not sure how this is doing anything, but we know a lot of people have their Facebook accounts have been removed and they've done nothing wrong. They say it violates the policy and they haven't. And I know you've been through this experience yourself. So he's saying that, with this, fewer people are going to have their accounts removed for the wrong reasons. But it's bots that are doing that. It's not fact checkers. It's bots going, and this is why he's kind of pulling it back because the bots are obviously picking up people that they think are sharing offensive content and blocking them when in fact they aren't. Yes, of course, I don't want people to lose their accounts for the wrong reason, but surely the solution isn't to go, oh, it's okay to be abusive to people. The reason should be, oh, we'll fix that. We'll while the bots are learning, we will put some more humans on the case because, it's not like Meta don't have any money. I'm pressing the rant alert button, which I think I fixed.
Rant alert!
I have. I'm seeing 101 comments coming through. So I'm going to put all your comments on screen. I just needed to kind of go. So I'm really conflicted about this. I do think there should be free speech. I don't particularly want to see it on Facebook. It's kind of sad to me now that I can't go on Twitter. Soon I hope I won't be able to go on Facebook. Where am I going to learn about knitting socks? I won't be able to go on Instagram. I'm giving up on Threads now. It's not like I've posted there very much, but I'm on Blue Sky as well. I may as well go there because at least it's independent of all these social networks. Okay, will we have a look at all these comments? I think there's a conversation going on between people. Whew. So there are. Okay, firstly, when we were talking about terrible thing. Oh, it's tremendous. Can I make this bigger? It would be really good if I could make this bigger. Yes, I can. It's still really small on the screen. Okay. Tim says, it would be more funny to claim was the orange guy with small hands was a LinkedIn user and wanted to take over the show for strategic reasons. Actually, when I'm coming to this, the other thing I wanted to talk about was Elon Musk. The fact that I think he's an internet loser because he wants to take over the world politically now as well. He's in the UK meddling with Nigel Farage, who I'm happy because he's it's not like I know him. I was going to say I know him because he's in my manor. Nigel Farage is like the devil incarnate and he wants to back him now. Dare he come to Ireland where we're pushing towards a left-leaning government? When I say left-leaning, left of right wing, not left leaning. I don't know, but that bothers me. Right. Okay. Ginny, I'm guessing, says yuck, orange. She's put that up. So Tim, let's get on to this discussion about, this is really annoying me that I can't make his text any bigger. It says it's bigger, but it's not. Can I pull it out? There we go. He's all over the screen now. I'm not sure if you can see it making. I'm in two minds about the change. The Facebook fact checkers weren't very good. Quite a few cases of them screwing up. This is very true as well. What fact checkers are going to be, the comment's gone away. Fact checkers are always going to make mistakes, and that is an issue. Not sure community checking is going to be different. And that's the thing. They're talking about community notes, which is where we jump in and go, no, that's wrong. This is the truth, and link to some website that is full of rubbish as well. So I'm not sure that's a good idea. Ginny again. Do you guys think Twitter /X will still be around at the end of the year, apart from as an Elon Musk, Elon echo chamber? I think it's going to be there, but I do think it's just going to be more and more that, it's really weird because previously there have been right-wing networks that have sprung up and they didn't really work because a bunch of people didn't want to join them. I think the evil genius behind what Musk has done is he's taken a network and turned it into that right-wing network that everyone wanted. Tim says that Elon's doing his best to kill it. It is. I feel like the social networks are just politics now. It's like, I don't want them to own the social networks. I don't want them to own. Yes. Agree about, thank you, Ginny. It's not about, Ginny says, agree about free speech. It's not about saying whatever you like. Lee, hello, Lee. We're going to see you soon. She's just saying hello from Llandudno, which I think I said right, in North Wales. And of course, we're going to both see Lee in Scotland very, very soon. We're going to Adventures in Marketing. Do check it out. Great conference. They have this amazing speaker on analytics. That's all I'm saying. There's still good communities on Twitter. Great for books, museums, history, music, animals and gardens. And this is the thing. That's what I say. We can't assume that everyone on Twitter has a particular political opinion. That's not necessarily right, but you kind of do. That's it. And I am seeing, in what I like about Blue Sky is that you can subscribe to your different feeds for different things. So I'm subscribed to like a horror movie feed. I'm subscribed to a cat's feed. I'm subscribed to a knitting feed. Basically, that's my core interest in life. So there you go. Lee says, positive discourse is good. Totally agree with you both. Yeah, I mean, I've no problem with someone having a different opinion to me. I know myself and Tim would often have a different opinion about things, but it's a proper discussion. Nobody's getting nasty about it. The problem with social media is people do get nasty. Lee says Facebook has completely changed. Tim says, for some reason, when I was traveling in November, they added me to the community notes group on X. Not sure how many people are in it. So you can upvote and downvote community notes. A lot of totally unhinged, especially about Elon Musk and Keir Starmer. That's really interesting as well, isn't it? So they choose who can put in community notes. Well, there's going to be bias there. Theodora says, too many internet users don't even understand what they're reading, and unfortunately they're the most vocal ones.
Yeah.
Great. Tim says he's going to keep making comments so we never finish the show. We've got more to come. We've got to tell you what's next. Theodora says, go to TikTok. I'm improving my crochet skills with TikTok and YouTube tutorials. Amazing community of knitting and crochet masters. TikTok is just too addictive for me. I do use YouTube like for my knitting because I find that can help. I've also got various books, but I like in the Facebook group, I can go in and go, I'm having a problem with this, or here's a bit of a knitting pattern I don't understand. And a bunch of people come and help me. And when I made my first pair of socks, everyone's like, yeah, go Amanda, you're doing really well. That's what social media should be, right? Shouldn't be like, this is the political opinion of this social media channel. Clearly, they're all kowtowing to the orange man, which puts me in fear for the future, really, but I don't want to get too depressed.
Well, I mean, I think that also there are other outlets to get your news, last year I was watching a lot of YouTube videos in the lead up to the US election, and watching a lot of listening to a lot of podcasts there. So I hope that people who are genuinely interested in politics do not get their politics from social media sources like Twitter or Facebook and so on, and hope that they will appear to podcasts like The Rest is Politics UK, Rest is Politics US, and The Bulwark, and lots of other podcast outlets as well. Mainstream media is also not as powerful as it used to be as well. So let's just hope, fingers crossed, that people look to different outlets beyond beyond their current social media to find out what's actually happening. We'll have to see what happens in the future.
And if we leave social media, do you think mainstream media could come back? I mean, I know whatever generation is the youngest one now are less interested in the internet and more interested in physical media is coming back. I couldn't believe tapes are back. I mean, it is, guys, it's the worst possible way to listen to music. You'll get hiss in the background. It's really, really bad. But physical media is coming back. So is there a chance that this will open an opportunity for real journalism to be appreciated more and maybe funded more?
Hopefully, we'll see what happens. I mean, was it the Washington Post was bought by Bezos, and so they normally every year they would endorse a particular candidate, and he made the choice not to. So that sort of resulted in a lot of subscriptions being lost on that newspaper. So that was a real worry. And we just have to hope that local press, really ramp up as much as possible. If there is a drive and need for physical things, and hopefully, the young generation will look to newspapers, physical newspapers and outlets like that in order to get their news. So we'll see.
Lots of. I have to put up Tim's comment. Okay, this was about knitting and TikTok. This is why they banned TikTok in the US, to stop the orange man getting addicted to knitting. You know, the world would be better if he was. The world would be better if he was. A few more comments from Tim. Extra political source has bias. The main thing is not just to stick with one set of opinions. And you see, that's the thing. That's why I believe free speech is a thing. You need to read around all the politics, because, you know, there was this, I feel like I need to press a button.
Rant alert!
In Ireland, I know nobody in Ireland is watching this show, but in Ireland, we recently had a leader called Leo Varadkar, who, I don't know, people were conflicted about him. I was conflicted about him. So he was a leader of Fine Gael, which would be, people would say it's the more right-wing party out of the two main parties, but it's not. Honestly, I've lived here for a long time and they're both the same. Both our leading parties are the same, and they're both middle ground parties. That's where I'm going to go. But Leo Varadkar would come out with some ridiculous kind of right-leaning policies, but at the same time, he'd have some left-leaning policies. And that's what I admired about him. I didn't like him, but I admired that about him, because he wasn't he wasn't going, I'm a lefty, I'm a righty. He just did the things that he thought would work best. And I think more of our politicians could be like that. Instead of us having to be polarized, I think we can just work through looking at each case separately, rather through the lens of I'm a lefty or I'm a righty or I'm a centrist. So that's a really interesting one. Tim wants to know, stone carved tablets are coming back next. You never know. You never know. It's not the best way to read, kids, but hey. And Ginny has the most amazing 23-year-old daughter who collects vinyl. Nice. I've still got my original vinyl collection, and I'm so glad I don't have to pay the price that vinyl is now.
Wow.
She's also a young journalist at the BBC. So there's the future, guys. We could actually see a rosy future. And I'm going to end on that happy note. Oh, I know there's loads more comments. Okay. Historically, every time a new media category comes out, there's always a period like this where lots of competition in terms of sensationalism until people actually I'm going to read that again. I'm pressing the menopausal brain.
Menopausal brain!
Historically, every time a new media category comes out, there's always a period like this where lots of competition in terms of sensationalism until people actually seek vaguely professional standards. I kind of want to believe that, but then you've got the Sun and you've got the Daily Mail. That's all I'm saying. Theodora says, Tim Lewis, that wouldn't be that bad. You can't make Canada great again if you focus on making a temperature blanket. That was against the Tim Lewis suggesting the orange man was going to take up knitting, which I think is good. From Ginny, genuine debate. The core of free speech is a great way to discuss opposing opinions. As Tim Lewis says, the main thing is just to stick with one set of opinions. But yes, I mean, you don't want to, but the thing is, you learn from people, right? So, it's not to just stick with one set of opinions. See, I read that completely wrong. Because yeah, exactly. The more I talk to people, the more I see the full circuit of everything that's going on in the world. So very interesting. But Ginny's daughter is the best. Let's move on to, keep commenting, by the way. It's great to see all your comments. Keep commenting. Let's move on to, what are you doing next, Making? What, now that the extra shot is coming to an end, and we're kind of sad because we like chatting every week, but you know, I killed the digital coffee and this was the after show for the digital coffee, so it doesn't really work anymore. So what's next for you?
Well, I'm going to be producing series 2 of the FOMO Creator Show. So there will be plenty of guests, still lots of lessons to learn when it comes to generating FOMO for your own business. But once I get back up and running with series 2, I'm also going to be launching a new podcast show, which is going to be, I think the working title is From Making Mistakes to making it happen. Now, Amanda, you've been in business for a long time. I am sure that there are lots of mistakes that you can share with our listeners, and also stories of where you had a chance of making it happen as well. I just think that there are lots of great business books out there that showcase, how, this successful entrepreneur did this, and this, and what have you. And there's not enough business books out there that are showing people they're still building their business, still taking it to the next level, from startup to the next level. And so I want to talk to entrepreneurs, business startups, and share those stories of where they've made mistakes and where they've made it happen, because I think that there is lots of stories within us. I mean, Amanda, I'm sure there's a few stories that you can share.
I've never made a mistake. I don't know what you're talking about.
Laughing with you, Amanda, with you, not at you.
It's true though. I think one of the scary, I'm teaching my current plan, and it's actually something I want to put on my wall for 2025, is don't be scared, because you do get the fear of making mistakes, and that's what holds me back in my business. Yes. So I think that's a really fantastic idea, making.
Oh, thank you. And I'll still be creating FOMO as well. So earlier this week, I was asked to create FOMO for International Women's Day. So I'm very excited about that. So I'll be taking over an Instagram account, doing lots of interviews with lots of incredible women, incredible speakers as well. So very much looking forward to that. So creating FOMO, talking about making mistakes with a new podcast, and teaching about FOMO as well. So yes, that's what I'm going to be up to this year. Oh, and writing a book.
Not much then.
Oh, with an event at the end of the year. I'm also going to be working towards that as well. And we've got this incredible speaker, Amanda Webb, who's going to be part of that too.
Oh, I have to find out more about her. Before we move on to me talking about me, which is obviously my favourite subject, we want to give a big shout out to Jason and the MPN Network, who host this podcast, and it's still being hosted there. It's not going away. You'll be able to listen to the old episodes and hear about what was going on in social media last year and the year before. So it is still going to be there. And the reason I'm saying that is because I have a new podcast just launched on the MPN Network. The trailer is up now. I would say please follow, because the trailer's up. And if you follow now, that means it's going to pop into your podcast player when the episodes come up in 2 weeks. And that podcast is called That Analytics Show. This is for you. Firstly, I want to say it's not like hardcore deep Google Analytics. That's not what it's about. I'm interviewing a lot of amazing guests about their speciality and how you can measure your marketing activities in that area, or your sales activities maybe into the future. So we have Kay Pesey, who is an email expert. I absolutely love her episode. She's up first. We have Louise Brogan talking about measuring your video on LinkedIn. We have Cam Chauhan, who is talking about measuring your networking. And by that, I don't mean computer networking. I mean, meeting people. We do have some Google Analytics experts talking about some areas. It's not too hardcore. We have Dina D. Tomaso. We have Fred Pike talking about some good things that you can find out from your analytics. We have Rebecca Durran-Stewart talking about user experience. We have Usman Qureshi talking about CRO and how you can test stuff when you only have a low traffic, or how you can use CRO when you only have low traffic, because often that stuff gets applied to huge websites with a lot of visitors. So for most people like me, that's there. Who else we have? I feel like I've forgotten someone. Oh, Thomas Gleeson. I had someone from Ireland. I'm so happy. Thomas Gleeson from Store Hero, who's going to be talking about how to measure your e-commerce results. So it's 8 episodes. I think I got everyone. If I missed you, I'm so sorry. 8 episodes. It's going to be series based. So subscribe now. They're going to drop once a week on a Wednesday, which means you have plenty of time in between if you want to test stuff out. So please, you'll find it everywhere where you get your podcasts. CRO is conversion rate optimization. Thanks, Tim, for pointing that out. Yes, so please subscribe wherever you get your podcasts because, I don't know, because you like me. That's why, because you think I'm okay, because you think it'll be interesting. It is like, unlike this podcast, it's not me yakking on and ranting and whatever. It's all them talking. I just ask some questions. And I've personally learned so much from recording these. I think you're going to like it. If you subscribe on Spotify, you get a video as well as the audio. If you subscribe, for some reason, the video doesn't go out to YouTube, which is weird. But it works on audio. There's no screen shares or anything. I told people I didn't want that. So please do subscribe and listen to that trailer or watch that trailer. And the first episode will be out in 2 weeks. And Tim says, subscribe to Book Chat Live as well while you're there. So thanks to Jason for MPN Network for hosting that one for me as well. I've been telling him I'm going to do this since May last year. I recorded it in September and I'm only just putting it out now. So he's been very, very patient. Any final words?
No, whilst actually, let's get everybody who's contributed so far. If you just want to add a comment to let people know who you are and what you do, so that we can give a shout out to everyone, Tim, Ginny, Theodora, just write in a comment, let us know what it is you do so we can give you a shout out. But Amanda, are we to expect an analytics day later on this year? Is that something that's going to be amazing?
Look at me. Yes, it's a real hassle to put together, but I really want to do it again this year. The last 2 years have been fabulous. So we will be looking at June, July for that because I have my plans solidified right till the end of May. So yes, definitely want to do it again. I love that because, again, I learned so much from the contributors and I'd actually love to hear from you as well. What would you like? Would you like more Google Analytics focused stuff? Would you like more hardcore stuff? Would you like more? That sounds rude. Like, I'm not taking my clothes off, just saying that. Would you like more like network specific stuff? So would you like things about LinkedIn and Instagram, and if Instagram's still there, Twitter? I'm joking. I'm not putting Twitter up, even if somebody wanted to put it up. But yes, I'd love to hear from people what they would like to hear more of on Analytics Day. So
Fabulous.
This is Jenny, says she does digital marketing and content creation. Thank you, Amanda and Making, and hopefully hear us again on our podcasts. Yeah, hopefully that would be good. Tim, I'm just going to put Tim back up again because he has this wonderful live show called Book Chat Live, which is an Amazon live show, which we've both been guests on. So,
yes,
if you find you miss us, go there. I forgot to say as well, once a month I run that, which is it's on the first Friday of the month, which is why there hasn't been one in January. I was on holiday. It's a live show. It's on LinkedIn, it's on Facebook, it's on YouTube, like my own one. And it's basically a little lesson. Once a month, it's a lesson on how you can use analytics to save time and money. Tim also says, currently rebranding his other interview show, which I'm guessing was not another live show. And you have a Substack on travel, which is Tim Lewis TCF. So I guess if you search for that on Substack, you'll find it. Otherwise, the link is in the comments on LinkedIn. Theodora, do you want to come in and just tell everyone what you do, or we can try and do it really badly for you? She's probably typing away. So Theodora is an amazing copywriter. She does all sorts of copywriting for business, for marketing. Definitely check her out. She's been a great contributor to the show for as long as we've been running it. I feel like this is the long goodbye.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. I'm going to miss talking to Making every week. But
we'll see each other in Scotland, won't we?
in Edinburgh. Yes. So we'll mention that as well. Adventures in Marketing. It's a conference about marketing. A lot of small business owners there. It's run by Nikki Hutchison and Abby C, who are two incredibly smart women. And this is the third time it's been run. It's happening on... Is it the 6th? It's the 6th of February. Tickets are still available, so you can grab them there. There's a massive amount of great speakers. If I had the link, I would just throw it up for you. I'm speaking about analytics. Tim can't make it, which is sad. But if you can come along, we'd love to see you. Making is going to be there. So you'll get to see us both. And actually, the weird thing is that the thumbnail for this podcast was actually shot at the first Adventures in Marketing.
It was, yeah.
It was. So we hope to see you there. Okay, I am going to go away. Tim says we should end on a musical number. Well, I could put the music back up again that May King can't hear, and we could dance again. Thank you for this. Is Theodora says, thank you so much for all your hard work. You've created an amazing community, and I can't wait for your next projects. Thank you. And Tim says it is a really good conference. It is, and it's so friendly and lovely, and it's in Edinburgh, and Edinburgh's pretty amazing. So just saying, hopefully we'll see some of you there. Right, I'm going to put the music on and you can dance even though you can't hear it. Is that okay? Okay, here we go.